Going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday evening to all of you. It is me. It is Bash. We are back. Not going to waste a lot of time on a clever intro. There's a lot to talk about. 49er land right now isn't the happiest place to be, so we're going to talk about it. People might get angry. I don't know. Bash might get really upset. So if the kids are watching, probably should put them to bed. But yeah, it's week 3 of the NFL season finished on Monday night, and 49ers are 1-2 and not looking that great. And they got a ton of injuries and all the talk about, this season kind of giving everybody a 2025. So far, it's kind of living up to that kind of prediction. I know I said it during the offseason and in preseason. You might have said it too. So here we are, Bash. Going into week 4 against the Patriots. We're not really going to talk about the Patriots, but I mean, we have a chance to go 500 this coming Sunday. But how you feeling so far about the Niners? Just everything that's going on.
Well, before I say that, I guess things haven't changed so far for this season because right when we hit that live button, my video started to freeze up a little bit. Once we thought everything was a-okay, went back to shit again. I guess kind of like this season so far. Week 1 has been a-okay, and then past 2 weeks have been total trash. Yeah, I mean, geez, man. My expectations were a lot higher than what I saw the past few weeks. In certain facets of the game, sure, yeah, man, things look really, really nice. But some weird, funny things happened a lot, during the game and during these past 2 weeks, and things I didn't expect. Obviously, the injury bug does suck, but we just got to move on and see what we can do. I mean, not like Hargrave was balling out or anything. I mean, the only problem is that we paid him. And we get, and I don't want to swear right now. Maybe I'll start swearing later in the show. But we paid that guy a king's ransom, basically, and not like he balled out last year either. I was thinking at the end of last year, like, dang, we sure paid a lot for this guy, and my expectations were pretty damn high, along with everybody else's.
Yep.
And this guy is not the guy. And even though he was the guy in Philly, he had 12 and a half sacks before we got him. But yeah, man, it just sucks. And you think that with Chris Kocurek in the mix, all these guys are going to ball out as 49er players, but it doesn't always happen.
Yeah, there was a lot of negative to take away from the game, including injuries. 2 things that are going on right now that we'll talk about real quickly is of course, Jim Everett the Great comes in here trolling like he always does, but it's all good. Christian McCaffrey is going overseas to Germany to try to figure out what is going on with his Achilles. I listened to a video or a tweet from Nirav Pandya, and he said it's not as gloom and doom as everybody's making it out to be, because it is more of an inflammation thing than anything. And assuming that it goes to Germany, he might find ways to treat it to get him back on the field faster, so it doesn't lead to a more catastrophic injury. So, I mean, we talked ad nauseum in the preseason about the 49ers and injuries and what could derail their season coming off of another Super Bowl loss. And so far, all the things that we worried about are coming kind of to fruition through 3 weeks. And then, of course, Javon Hargrave out for the season with a partially torn pec. There was a lot of people getting after him, including, he's pretty famous on Twitter. Nick Newman was really pissed off about it. But then a lot of us kind of came to our senses when he found out he was essentially playing without a pec. So, he's just standing there. He couldn't really engage. You can't engage with an offensive lineman with a torn pec.
There were times he looked like garbage in that game, and now it makes perfect sense. I mean, if you have a torn pec, I don't even know why you're even on the field. So it is what it is.
No, it's not a pec. It's a torn. Is it a tricep?
Oh, torn tricep. There you go. Torn tricep. Yeah. That one play where he stopped and didn't do shit. Now it makes sense. I mean, but if anything, he should have just told the coaches, "Hey, man, I'm really messed up and I can't be on the field." But whatever, it is what it is. We lost a stupid game anyways. It just sucks. It just really, injuries suck in general. And again, not like he was playing like grade A ball, but obviously you want to have all your quote unquote best players out there.
Says, damn, I guess some people are getting booted in the chat. I don't see anybody getting booted. Did you boot somebody?
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
I was gonna say, really quick. You mentioned Nirav Pandya. Sure. Mm-hmm. The moment I heard that CMC is going to Germany, and I was thinking they might try to do some stem cell
That's what a lot
research
of people are saying. Yep.
technique on them or something. I was like, whoa, is it really this bad? Like, but Ralph Panye doesn't think it's so bad. I do trust a doctor's opinion over mine or any other 49er fan out there, so to speak. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to get too excited. I'm not going to get too low. I'm just going to see how it plays out. Jordan Mason's balling out though. I mean, he's not exactly CMC. He's different, completely different type of running back, but
yep.
You know, he's definitely looking good, great in the 9 uniform. That's for sure. You know, what we do miss with him in the lineup is he's obviously not the receiver CMC is. Now he did work on his hands. I get it. His hands are improved, but he's just not the threat out of the backfield that CMC is. So that's what it is in him. You know, it's funny you mentioned Nick Newman. I call him Newman. Last I forgot to post his little rant video on my Instagram. Whenever he has a funny rant, I post it on my Instagram because I feel like a lot of people need to see it, and the Instagram world needs to see it rather than just the Twitter world where he's on Twitter. I don't think he's even on Instagram. I've searched for him, but I forgot to upload it. But he just I hate to say it, but I mean, I obviously want us to win and do great and ball out and look excellent. But if there's ever not a silver lining, but just something to kind of make you chuckle, even though we looked like shit out there on the field, I was like, okay, let me just see if Nick Newman made a video. And lo and behold, he made one, and he was just going off as usual. And it is funny, for at least to me, but it just sucks. It's not funny when we lose, though. I get it.
It's hard for me to dig up that kind of anger every week if the Niners lose and stuff. Like I feel it, but he's able to channel that, and it's very entertaining. A lot of people feel what he's feeling. Trust me. I would love to have him on the channel and just have him just unleash him, you know. I'm not monetized anymore. YouTube took that away from me, so I could give a rat's ass about, you know, he's swearing or whatever.
Yeah, hit him up, man.
So I'm going to try to hit him up again. Yeah. I just think his passion is something that I used to really have and kind of still do, but I kind of try to keep it under wraps because it's not good for my health and my heart to get that pissed off about the 49ers. But
yeah, same here.
He says what a lot of people think.
Yeah.
He says what a lot of people think, and he feels a lot of the same feelings. So, you know, some people say he's a clown because he goes down there and does that, but he's passionate about the 49ers, and I don't have any issue with him. Red Jet, when did I get demonetized? In the off season. I think somebody reported my channel. You know, everybody does the same thing on YouTube. They used content, like stuff from shows and this and that, and everybody gets marked up as that you're not going to make money on that particular post, but it doesn't affect your account. Well, I get that. Everybody gets that. The only person who seems to get away with that is Brad Graham. He's able to post things and not get in trouble, where the rest of us pure peasants who have, you know, 6 people watching on a given stream.
Yeah, some people do have the green light. They can post everything that's licensed on planet Earth, all kinds of NFL films, footage, and whatever you name it under the sun, and their channels are alive and kicking. I literally posted. What did I post? Oh, I posted some songs on my channel. Well, I had videos, music videos, and songs played on my channel when the actual performers were on the channel. You know what I mean? Like the rappers and the producers or whoever. And then I literally had like a freaking like, oh, this is a copyright issue. And I sent them like 20 emails back, like, stop telling me it's a damn copyright issue. I had it, everything's clear. I had the artist on my damn channel promoting the music. Like, it's not a fucking copyright issue. But YouTube just likes to mess with certain people. I don't get it, man.
Yeah, it's I do the same thing a lot of people do. I know Bashar Raj got demonetized for the same thing. He was just doing what everybody else was doing. You're a 49er content channel, right? So you put 49er content out there, whether it's live stream, shorts, stuff that has been on television. People want to see content. They're going to go tune in. But unfortunately, I mean, I understand the whole demonetization. If you do certain things, I get that. But like when other people are doing it and they don't get demonetized, it's really confusing. But just like in life, there's people, there's favorites, so whatever. Out of all the negativity that happened in the game on Sunday, one person shined through, and I'm not talking about Jauan Jennings. I'm talking about our quarterback, your quarterback, Bashar, and my quarterback, because we love Brock Purdy, because he's our guy. Brock Purdy, in the face of all negativity and all the badness that was going on in that game and all the stupidity, played a nearly flawless game. He went 22 of 30 for 292 yards and 3 touchdowns with a 137.1 QB rating. That's just stupid. And all the talk is he's got to do it without. He's the only guy I know in history that has to have all scrubs on the field, and then maybe people will give him his credit. Like,
I mean,
he can't have any starters. You know, Aikman had starters, Young had starters, Montana had starters, all who are really, really good around him. But it's Brock Purdy who has this weird like grading system where like he has to play with absolute bums in order for him to get any credit. Well, he had a really challenging time. No CMC, no Kittle, and him and Jauan Jennings had a hell of a game. And I think Brock Purdy, if people didn't believe in him before, I think they're starting to now. I mean, not even just the throwing, Bashar, the scrambles.
The scrambles are out of this world, man. He should have got
this little
sacked
guy,
at least like
right?
10 times.
Yeah,
if that was Jimmy G. They would have sacked us 7 times in that game.
Right, exactly. And I just, inside of my heart, I was smiling because he gets so much grief. And, you know, there's the people, you know, the Grant Cohn people, the people that he associates with, they just, for whatever reason, a lot of their content is based on negativity and like trashing him and, you know, talking about how he's just a product of a system and all this and yada, yada, yada. So it was nice to kind of have one over on those people, at least for 1 week, and prove that he's not just a system quarterback.
I did see some shit talkers though. I didn't look for it too much on social media, but he missed Ayuk. First of all, if he never threw that way and if he never overthrew him, Brock didn't miss shit. All right. Now, if you're a fucking NFL quarterback and you've thrown to Ayuk multiple times over the past few weeks and he's dropping fucking passes, there's a good chance that he had second thoughts. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do. He looked pretty fucking open when I saw it. And hindsight's 2020, but oh damn, maybe he should have thrown it. But like he almost had a perfect fucking game, dude. He would have been like 28 for 30. If all those drops in it occurred, he would have been 28 for 30. Like, so, okay. Oh, my bad. He didn't play a perfect game, but he had a fucking great game. I get it in a loss because the defense totally took a shit. We'll get to that later, but dude, he was balling the fuck out. And I'm sorry if there's any kids watching, but I have no other way to say it. It sucks because we fucking lost the damn game, but it had nothing to do with him, dude. And this whole bullshit that he can't fucking air it out or he can't throw it deep or he's not athletic and he's not this, he's not that. Are you fucking blind, dude? He's fucking athletic. His 10-yard split, for fuck's sakes, is almost equal to that of Tyreek Hill's 10-yard split. So it's like, sure, I mean, what more do you want, dude? I mean, so many near sacks when McKivitz is bullshit ass O-line player, just in general, or Brendel or whoever else is letting their man through. He's spinning around like a whirling dervish and pulling up fucking plays out of his ass.
You stole my words.
I'm sorry.
Whirling dervish. That's okay.
I mean, I never even used that, but dude, man, I mean, he was doing some, and he was airing it out to Jauan Jennings. Dude, Jauan Jennings was looking like a poor man's Brandon Marshall out there.
Like a poor man's T.O. If he had speed, he would have been scoring more. He would have.
There was one play where he should have scored, but it's just we all know he's not that fast. Yeah, that was one. But it ain't. I'm not gonna throw any shade at him. You could go ahead and there's some other. There's other receivers I want to talk about, but I'll let you get into it first.
Can we all admit that people are afraid to say what they really feel about Trevor Lawrence and that Brock Purdy, the last pick in the draft 3 years ago, might be a better quarterback than Trevor? And Trevor has all the tools, size, arm strength, everything. He's your prototypical wet dream quarterback for anybody who loves quarterbacks, right? But he's just not good.
I never liked Trevor Lawrence coming out, to be honest. And everybody was telling me I was wrong. I was stupid. Oh, he won the national championship as a true freshman. I get it. I saw that, but he had tons of talent around him too. I don't want to sound like the people that discredit Brock Purdy, but there wasn't anything about Trevor Lawrence that really jumped out at me that was like, oh wow, this guy's amazing. You know what I mean? But whether people fell in love with him, and some people are still in love with him. And really quick about Brock Purdy, I posted this on my Instagram. I'm not sure if you're planning on bringing it up already though, but he is the in his first 3 seasons in NFL history, nobody has more 130 plus quarterback rating rating games than he does. So he has the most 130 plus QB rating games in the first 3 seasons than any quarterback in NFL history. So
He's also the only quarterback in NFL history who gets punished for having weapons.
Yeah. I mean, do we? I mean, not Jimmy. Montana did play with Jerry Rice, the greatest receiver of all time, right? I mean,
Montana had Rice. Montana had Taylor. Montana had Brent Jones.
Dwight Clark.
He had Roger Craig, Tom Rathman. He had all those guys around him, and nobody punished Joe for that. Some people do, but Montana won without those guys too. He won with Wendell Tyler and slow but really good Dwight Clark and Freddie Solomon. So
Earl, his running back when they first started, he had some bunch of slow dudes. Earl Cooper and Lendell Elliott, all these other dudes in their very first Super Bowl. Those guys weren't studs. But you could also make the argument, hey, he did have Roger Craig in his prime, in that Hall of Fame season that he had 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving. But at the end of the day, nobody ever discredited Montana though. It's unbelievable how much Purdy gets discredited. What's up, John V? I see you, bro.
John V says he prefers his wet dreams minus blonde dudes with long hair. I think that's all of us. Just if you're someone like, I don't know, Nick Wright or Grant Cohn or anybody who's a nerd who has a huge platform, those guys just like are bathing in Crisco by themselves, being in love with all these quarterbacks. And so Brock just has something, and I don't know what that is. When they say Montana had it and Brady had it, when a guy just has it, but you don't know what it is, that is the definition of someone who could be special. I think Brock Purdy, I was kind of sad. I'm like, all this talk about, the window closing and this, that, and the other. I think the 49ers might not have the same caliber of roster going forward in the next couple of years, but as long as Brock is back there, I think the Niners are going to be just fine. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, man, but on your previous shows and on my channel, I did say it. Like people were saying, "Oh, is the window closed? Is the window closed?" I was like, "Look, if you have that franchise QB, your window is going to stay open for quite some time. Now we still have to draft well. We still have to sign certain key players. I 100% get that. One player doesn't make an entire team." No. But I truly believe that now the more I see him, the more I'm convinced that he is the guy. If you got Richard fucking Sherman on his own podcast, and Richard Sherman's wearing 49er hats on this podcast, it's almost like a major slap in the face.
I used to hate him, and
I used to hate him too.
And now he's one of my favorite people on the whole planet.
Oh yeah, I mean, he literally said that. Now I was saying Brock Purdy's probably top 10. I hate giving numbers, but if I wanted to give him a number, maybe 7 or 8, somewhere in between there. But like Sherman said, he's top 5, and Sherman played in the league for for quite a lengthy period of time. He's a Hall of Famer, and dude, I totally trust Sherman's opinion.
The scrambling and the extending of plays and the accuracy. Every quarterback throws a couple balls in a game, they're going to be picked. Everybody, Rodgers, Montana, Brady.
Brett Favre threw a ton of picks.
Brett Favre was an interception machine, but he also was physically gifted from the gods when it comes to quarterback and like arm strength and all that stuff.
And just the grit and the hustle and the playmaking and pulling things out of his ass.
It's sad that he's been diagnosed with Parkinson's.
I know, I saw that. And I was kind of a Brett Favre hater throughout his career. Just, that's how it is. But I would never want him to get that disease. That's terrible. I feel bad.
If there's anybody you can talk to about it and get help with it, man, you got Michael J. Fox, one of my favorite actors of all time. 2 of my favorite actors of all time. One died and he was paralyzed, and the other has Parkinson's. I was a big Christopher Reeve fan.
Oh, okay.
And then Michael J. Fox, like 2 of my like childhood. I cannot say heroes because I don't I don't believe in hero worship. But I was like fascinated with them.
For me, the most impactful as far as some actors dying, and unfortunately, this guy took his life. My first actor that I really, really liked as a kid, just for the fact that he was a funny comedian. He was on Mork and Mindy. Robin Williams. And he's a 49er fan too, from the Bay Area. I used to work with one of my old managers was actually like one of his big childhood friends. So I heard all kinds of cool stories about him. And unfortunately, I never got to meet the guy. But the Robin Williams death really, really got me. What's up, Peter Parker? I see you, bro.
Peter Parker's in the chat as usual. Thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate you supporting all my streams. I don't get a ton of you in here, but I do get the same people. So appreciate it very much.
We appreciate all you guys.
Red Jet says she doesn't believe in hero worship, but Patrick Willis is the best hero ever. Yeah,
She's all about Patrick Willis on her Instagram.
I am always going to be, as a player, Montana will always be my favorite. Always, regardless if he's a staunch, like a stuffed up old guy who doesn't really like giving autographs and he's weird and stuff, and he only does appearances for money.
Oh, he'll give you an autograph if you pay $200. I mean.
Yeah, but as long as a player, he's my favorite. Him and Rice. It's funny that the Niners. I
still want to meet Jerry Rice.
Me too. Yeah. I would love to meet Ronnie Lott as well.
I met Ronnie Lott before. He's really, really nice. Miss Steve Young. Yeah.
Charles Haley.
Haley.
Yeah. Yep. Those are all my old school fans of the old guys. David McDiner's up. What's up, man? He says, what's cracking? Aaron and Bashar. I mean, get the F going.
Yeah. He's talking about the team.
Yeah, I know, right? Rich just says, that's right, champ. I'm a huge fan of Patrick Willis. And yes, Aaron, Joe Montana's my all time. Yeah, Joe's my guy. I love Joe. Just like a skinny guy. Like growing up, I was a really skinny, twerpy teenager. So like I wanted to play football, but my parents never let me, but I kind of idolized him in that way because he was this like undersized, kind of scrawny quarterback, but he just knew, he was just a man. And so like I always kind of looked up to him. I remember I'd get like the jerseys and stuff, and they were kind of oversized looking on me too, kind of like Joe. So I always emulated his body movements and how he threw the ball. Like I try to be like him in a way. Like if I would have made it in the NFL, they would have been like, wow, he has similar, movements and stuff. Because I just emulated him so much because I wanted to be him, but never got a chance to play.
I was thinking about you. This is way off topic. Well, it's related to the quarterback topic. Former Niner quarterback. When you blurted out on that one show a few weeks ago, he runs really fast.
Oh yeah, don't forget our guy Trey Lance. He runs really fast.
Oh, that was too funny. Oh, I don't know why I thought of that, but you said something and it just triggered that memory.
No, because we were talking about the fact that people just are still, they're gonna die on that hill of Trey Lance being better than Purdy.
It's like, come on, like we're in what year now, and what other than the Texans game that he won, and that Texans game that he won is like a routine game for Brock Purdy. Let's be real, and Purdy's won tons of games like that. He's won games where he looked a million times better. I mean, it's just like, I don't know why people can't move on from it. They're acting like Trey Lance won Super Bowls for us. They really are. It's literally the same. Okay, like the ones who when Montana left, back to Montana. Montana went to KFC KFC.
He went to KFC.
Well, Jay Rice did a Popeyes ad once, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, I mean, when Joe Montana went to KC, like sure there was a backlash from some Niner fans, and there were some Niner fans who were pissed. I was like, all right, you know what, it sucks, but I'm gonna ride with Steve Young and see what we got. But that's warranted. If you're pissed, hey, this guy won 4 fucking Super Bowls for us.
Yep,
I get it. Like, but literally the same loyalty. I call this blind loyalty, is what I call it. There's literally blind loyalty, which of the same magnitude that fans gave Joe Montana that they're giving for Lance. Is like, I can understand if he actually did something for this team, but he did nothing, and he's not doing anything anywhere else in the meantime. So it's like, why even bother? Say the bullshit that I've heard out of some Niner fans' mouth is ridiculous. I heard it as recent as like week 1. I heard it that they'd rather have this guy over that guy, and I don't know. It's just like, you got to move the fuck on. I'm dead serious.
I saw a comment. You can go look at what it might have been one of my live streams this week, Bash, or a video I posted. Somebody had the nerve to say that like Brock needed to do better with his incompletions in the last game, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
The most recent game, they said.
Yeah, they said something about him doing better with incompletions.
Did they look at the stat line?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of freaking slow brain fans out there that are special. And that's an insult to special people, because people are,
no, I wouldn't go that far. But these people are exposing themselves for not knowing their football. That's for sure.
They don't know football. They there's people that are attacking Brock and saying that, everything he did in that game was erased when he missed Ayuk, and he's not clutch. It's
but nothing about Ayuk missing his passes, huh?
Yeah, Ayuk's Brandon Ayuk is sleepwalking. No passion, no heart. I don't know what his deal is. Fat and happy is what I call it.
You know what? No, during that game, I was texting. I should have told you this, but I was texting some of my friends, and I was telling them like, It's like in the first half or maybe the third quarter. I was like, dude, the way Jennings is balling out in this game, if there's anything that should be a fucking wake up call, it's that to fucking Ayuk to send a message to him. Hey, look, you motherfucker.
Right.
This guy ain't making shit compared to you. He's making peanuts compared to you, and he's balling the fuck out. Maybe you should try to do at least half of what he's doing today. Maybe that should wake you up. But apparently, it wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough for him to, like you said, the passion is just missing. I don't know why.
Harry Ballsack says that Ronnie Bell should start.
His name in the comment. Oh my gosh, look at this guy.
I had to say it, bro. That's a great name.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to give you too much attention, but I had to. If my father was alive right now and he saw that name on screen, he probably would have peed himself.
Do you remember me talking about Ronnie Bell not wanting him to make the team way back?
We didn't. We both talked about at the end of the preseason why we couldn't understand how he made the roster.
Shout out to Gammon Brown, great dude, passionate Niner fan, very knowledgeable. He was on my channel during the preseason, and he was just going on how he thinks Ronnie Bell's going to make the team, and because no block, no rock, and you know, there was a play in the preseason where Ronnie Bell did block his ass off. I get that, but my thing was I just didn't see the talent in the wide receiver. You mentioned Grant Cohn. Grant Cohn on one of the final days of camp said like, "Oh, the 49ers should not cut Ronnie Bell. He's too talented to cut." For them to cut him. What talent do you see? I don't see any. I don't see any seats. I don't see the hands. I don't see the speed. I don't see the size. I just don't see there's a certain hidden element within a football player, their heart, that you can't really measure. I don't see that part. Once we signed Terrace Marshall, former LSU wide receiver,
a lot of people are on the Terrace Marshall train to get him playing.
Yeah. I didn't know too much about him, but I call it reverse scouting, where I go back and watch all his film and watch his draft day, NFL draft highlights, and all that. See what people are saying about him. See what he did in the NFL. It's already been established that he's a very, very good deep threat in the NFL. That part alone is what he's already good at, which is better than anything Ronnie Bell has to offer. He's got better speed, better size. You name it. He looks the part. Like, get this guy in a damn Niner uniform. Cut Ronnie Bell. Put this guy on the 53-man roster, and let's go.
Somebody made a good point, and I don't know who it was on Twitter that said the 49ers used to be a meritocracy. And it didn't matter where you were drafted or where your position is on the roster. If you were good, you play. And now it seems like we have players on the roster that are awarded roster spots based on being in cahoots with the coach or being in cahoots with other players on the team. And I think if you want to talk about maybe one or two things of why this team is struggling this year, or maybe a weakness in the Kyle Shanahan way of doing things, it's definitely that. Because I don't particularly associate with Larry Krueger anymore, but he was always the one that always said that it's a meritocracy. It's all about, what you can do. It doesn't matter when you were drafted or, how much money you're making. If you can play and help the team, you should start. Simple as that.
Yeah. It was John Chapman that tweeted that out, by the way. He mentioned Ronnie Bell. He mentioned
he's been fired up lately. He's usually pretty PG with his language. My goodness.
Yeah. I didn't just catch this.
Pissed.
Wait, was it a Monday show where he was pissed? Because I got to see this.
No, it wasn't on. I was just his tweets. I've never seen.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
He is a PG guy. He's gentle, like someone who cares for little tiny little chickadees or something. And like he was just like Matt Mayoka. I don't know if you caught Matt Mayoka in the post game.
I missed all this.
Wow, throwing daggers at people. Like Matt Mayoka is the most
usually he's
Niner,
PG. Yeah,
PG. Him and Barros. Like I've told people before, I get my news from 4 sources: Raj, Sterling Bennett, Mayoka, and Barros. Those are the guys, 49er wise, that I listen to. Barros and Mayoka are an integral part of the 49ers press. Like they've been there for years. If you're going to listen to anybody talk Niners, it's Barros or it's Mayoka. Mayoka was just like, whew. People were throwing some daggers. And then I've got the video here. I want to play it for you. I played it during my stream on the other day. And this is I'll play it again. This is Dante Whitner taking a shot at the defense, and I love it.
What's your level of concern now, Dante, specifically on the defense? Because I know you dice it up, you dissect it, go through the film with a fine-tooth comb. Where's your level of concern now?
Cold red. I'm ready to hit the red button.
Ooh.
And mainly because they're not doing anything well. They're not stopping the run. They're not setting the edge. They're not getting consistent pressure on the quarterback. They're not stopping the explosive plays. They're not tackling well. They're not communicating well. They're not playing leverage. They're not doing anything well right now. And the margin for error is very slim in the National Football League. And when you're not right where you're supposed to be, you don't have the continuity on defense, it's easy for teams and quarterbacks like Matthew Stafford and of his caliber to dissect you. So they're going to have a players-only meeting this week and get back to basics and get back that championship DNA and identity and play physical within the trenches.
He's talking more about the defense. We were kind of talking.
Well, we'll definitely get to that later, a little later. I want to say this. David McNiner.
My girlfriend's in the chat.
Oh, there she is. Okay. Cool.
Says hi, handsome Aaron, and Bash, and Niner fans. What's up?
There you go.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
David McNiner said something. He said, "I need more Cowing and less Bell." I'm pretty sure not David Cowing, but Cowing would have caught that pass more so than Bell. I like my chances better with Cowing. That's for sure.
David, did you go to the school of corny jokes like my dad? Did you guys go? I mean, I know you're a lot younger than him, because he'd be like 70 now. But I think you guys went to the same university of really corny, dry jokes. But
yeah.
Yeah, and then let's shift it over to Jauan Jennings. He had an incredible game. I got the stats here. Jauan Jennings, 11 receptions, 175 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I didn't know he was capable of playing the way that he played on Sunday. And I love Jauan Jennings because he's like that dude that you go to when you need a big completion. He's just got the size. He's a big guy. He's my height. He's
Mr. Third down.
Whatever. And I love bigger receivers. I don't know if I've always enjoyed like the TOs and the JJ Stokes and the bigger guys, 6'3" plus receivers. Jerry Rice was 6'2". I mean, he wasn't small either. So he's one of my favorite just based off of that. And then he plays like he gives a damn. He didn't give an interview after the game. He did not give media access. Screw that. You imagine that, putting your heart out like that and doing all that. And then you got dumbass freaking Moody and Ayuk. Moody, I've told people this before. I was telling my brother, and if I was a player in the locker room and I saw his shit-eating grin after the game, I would have punched him in the face as a teammate. Put all that heart and soul into the game and bust your butt, and then you got this idiot.
I didn't see that.
The kick, and he just has this, what they call it, the Cheshire cat, like the cat await the canary kind of look. I just want to slug him.
He never had a look of confidence in his face the whole time we had him. Not saying he's not talented and he hasn't made big kicks, because he's made certain kicks that are big here and there, but it was pretty bad when he missed that. I mean, he missed a kick against the Cleveland Browns too, which sucks. He needs to learn how to get his head out of his ass, because this is a man's game. But back to Jennings. Jennings is the man. When we drafted Jennings, I was like, 7th round. Who was this guy? And I saw him. I was like, well, this guy looks pretty damn good for a 7th rounder. I was watching his clips and his highlights.
Hey,
and then
I remember that in the draft too. I remember the exact same thing. I thought he looked good. He went to Tennessee, right?
He went to Tennessee, but you read the stat line, 4.77 in the 40. Maybe that scared off a lot of teams. That freaked him out, I guess. But the moment, this is what told me that he might be a good player or a good draftee for us. When they show those, I know it may not mean something, but it just, for me, I like to. I've been a pretty good judge of character. Let's just say that's one thing I'm good at, I guess. when I saw the video call between, when John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan and Jed York all got on the phone with him when he got drafted. For those who saw that, they can always go back and watch it. And this guy is so damn passionate about being drafted by the Niners. He didn't care if he was a 7th round draft pick. When he was on the phone with Kyle, John, and Jed, he was acting as if he was a 1st round draft pick. That's how excited and how happy he was. And he sounded so passionate and so happy to be a Niner. And you see it on the field. He's so happy to be there. And he puts in the work, and he's a baller, dude. As a 3rd down possession receiver, he always made the catches. He's always made the plays. And now he's in a position to be a starter, temporary, I guess. But still, he looks great. He looks the part, man. Poor man's Brandon Marshall.
Aren't we talking about the top 3 players in the Niners offense right now? Don't they all lead the league, and all of them were either drafted, undrafted, or let's see. So, oh my God, I just froze in my brain here.
It's okay. So I think somebody threw you off.
Purdy's Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the draft, right? Jauan Jennings is a 7th round pick, and our starting running back is undrafted.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Those are our top 3 offense, and they lead the league. I think in all three categories, if I'm not mistaken, or close to the top. That's stupid. That doesn't make sense, nor should it. You know what I mean?
Look,
and all of them get paid. Well, Juwan Jennings got paid a little bit, but both Brock and Mason get paid peanuts to play in the NFL.
Yeah. But I am happy that Purdy's getting all those commercials now, though, because that means he's getting some money. Oh.
And my buddy, one of my gaming buddies I've known for like literally almost 20 years.
I saw him.
Woo. What's up, man? Appreciate it. Yeah, I've known the same people playing Xbox since 2006. It's pretty crazy.
Okay, you mentioned earlier that about guys throwing daggers. I want to get to it. Mayoko and everybody else. Is it John Chapman was cussing up a store on his tweet?
Yeah, I've never seen him cuss on. I've never seen him cuss.
I've seen him cuss on his channel. The one time I saw him cuss a lot. It was almost as much as I cuss. Let's just see that. Was when his show a few days after we lost to Philly in the NFC Championship game when Brock Purdy got hurt, and then the whole time like he kept saying, "Okay, guys, as a fair warning, if you got kids, don't let them watch. This is an adult show. This is a therapy session. This is a therapy session." He was just dropping the F-bombs left and right, and you name it. So shout out to John Chapman. I met him actually before. He's a really, really nice guy. But just to let you guys know, once freaking the Rams scored the last points, I was like, this game's over. Screw it. I turned the game off and I walked away. So I didn't see that crazy Cal Stanford type play that we did live.
All the laterals
I saw it after the fact. And some guy was saying that you kind of messed up on that. Didn't really catch where he messed up. But
right at the end, he got the ball and he got plastered. He dropped it.
But that should have been a penalty, though. That was really severe. The way he got hit in the back of the head with the helmet. He could have been paralyzed on that play. That was really nasty.
Refs were just trying to get out of there, bro.
They want to go home early.
The refs wanted to go home on Monday night. That's why the Chiefs got away with another cheating way of.
Yeah,
I don't usually
as pissed off as I am at Ayuk, I'm gonna have his back on that play because that was a career-threatening type hit.
Yeah, I'm not trying to see him get hurt.
But man, we in the preseason we had that crazy Cal Stanford play that was almost a touchdown. This other time it was almost a touchdown. Like, geez, man, why can't we catch a break, man?
Yeah. Well, it's on in New England. We can't really. I mean, it's over.
We could talk about the defense, right?
Yeah, let's talk about our defense. They suck right now. They're bad. I just played the clip from Dante Whitner talking. They're not doing anything. They're not stopping the pass. They don't have any rush. They suck against the run. I mean, they take horrible angles against the run. They're always inside. Devondre Campbell is absolute dog water trash. Isaac Yiadom, I don't give a damn what his name is because he sucks. So it doesn't matter. Those two guys were like persona non grata to me on Sunday. Both of them. Wouldn't you agree?
Wait, what did you label them as?
Persona non grata, which pretty much
means some Italian or Sicilian thing that you got going on that I don't know.
You never heard the saying persona non grata?
No, I have. I feel stupid now.
Like,
does anybody else know this? Let me know.
They're not real popular right now.
Oh, okay.
Like, not a lot of people like them very much.
How was Devondre Campbell a damn All-Pro a few years ago? Was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
Probably wanted to get paid like the rest of them all do.
Bro, I see this guy out there. He doesn't even look like he doesn't even look like an NFL player sometimes. I'm like, this guy was an All-Pro in recent years. Like, how?
Al that I had on yesterday, 49ers Plus podcast, says he looks like a guy from the 1990s. Like those giant big middle linebackers.
Like Levon Kirkland. He looks really good. Yeah, he looks oversized for them.
He looks out of era.
Yeah.
He doesn't
look like a 49ers linebacker. He doesn't.
Well, the Niner linebackers are what, like 240 pounds,
235 pounds? The Navarro Bowman / Patrick Willis. D. Winters looks like a freaking Niner linebacker. I like Jalen Graham. I wish we would have kept him. I think he would have fit the bill a whole lot better than freaking Devondre Campbell's shitty asses. The Bethune guy that we got from the draft, possibly
Curtis Robinson. A lot of players are high on.
Put him out there. Do it.
Where is Curtis Robinson? Curtis Robinson had a really good preseason. Why isn't he out there? Like, what are we doing?
I can't believe I forgot that name because he was excellent in the preseason. He was awesome.
Yep.
And he's a no name that I had no fucking knowledge of on this team. And he was a special teamer for the past couple of years, but a mid special teamer guy like that, it's not going to stick out in my head. And he doesn't even look like a linebacker, but man, all throughout camp, every time I read camp reports about him, he was balling. Every time I watched a preseason game, he was balling. But Devondre Campbell, Mr. I made the All-Pro team in 2021, is starting. I don't know why. He doesn't look the part. He's just doesn't fit the 49ers culture as a linebacker. I'm sorry, like you said, it's a
Can't cover the
meritocracy.
pass.
He can't cover anything.
He doesn't do anything well. He can't run. He can't stop the run. He's horrible at tackling. Takes horrible angles. If you're going to have somebody do all that, why don't you put D. Winters or Curtis Robinson in there?
Or
at least
Bethune.
Or Tatum Bethune, a 7th round. Another. I'm telling you, man, the Niners should start the draft in the 4th round.
You know what? Somebody threw this out there. I'm glad I remembered now. It's kind of funny. They said the 49ers should trade all their 1st and 2nd rounders to trade down in the draft and then just accumulate all these picks from rounds 4 or 3 to 7 and rounds 4 through 7 and just take a flyer on whoever. And most likely they'll hit on a good amount of players. Now, I don't agree with that if we're trying to get a tackle because all the really, really good tackles are round 1 normally. But
yeah, you're not going to find an all-pro tackle in round 6. Like it's just not going to happen.
If it was a year that we don't have to get a tackle and they traded down like that, I'm almost like, okay, you know what? Hey, let's give it a shot. It may possibly work this time around.
Yeah. Bad effort. The secondary, Isaac Yiadom, he needs to be gone.
Don't say secondary. Dude, didn't I say this was the most talented secondary that we've had in years?
We all said it.
And
I wasn't big on Yiadom though.
I wasn't big on him, but I
wanted Renardo Green to start based on just what a lot of people were saying, what he could become.
Potential, yeah. I definitely want him starting now because could it be any worse?
What about Rock Ya-Sin? Where is he?
Rock Ya-Sin. Look, could it be any fucking worse than having Isaac Yiadom out there? Put Renardo Green out there. I guarantee you, even if he makes mistakes, tries to learn the ropes or whatever, and he's a rookie, I guarantee you that he will have less fuck ups out there than Isaac Yiadom at this point in time. And the catalyst to the defense, though, this is what pissed me the fuck off watching that game. Because early in the game, the defense was balling. They were playing well. And all it took for them to turn the shit was watch our garbage ass, trash ass special teams fuck up on a 4th and 6, let that play go, and let them get a 1st down. And right after that, the defense
momentum completely switched.
Yeah. Right after that, the defense just laid on their asses and just said, okay, whatever, we ain't going to do shit. We ain't going to cover anybody. We ain't going to hit anybody. We ain't going to sack the quarterback. Nothing.
Yeah. Where's Nick Bosa? Where are you, dude?
Yeah, I get
Why
it.
is everybody that's gotten paid? I'm sick of who cares? Like, dude,
we were playing a makeshift O-line of a bunch of trash players.
3 starters missing on the offensive line, and we can't even get more than 1 sack. He had all the time to throw all day. Matthew Stafford, say what you want about him. He is a dangerous quarterback if you don't touch him during games.
I agree.
I mean, Leonard Floyd, where are you? Where is everybody?
Bro, when we were trying to get Matthew Stafford, me and a few of my Niner friends were like, yeah, let's get him on. Let's get him on board because and I had some Niner fans tell me, oh, Matthew Stafford's a loser. He's from the Detroit Lions. He sucks. I'm like, dude, the Detroit Lions are a loser. They're a losing franchise. Look what they did to Barry Sanders and Megatron, dude. Screw them, dude. Stafford's a fucking good-ass quarterback. And at the time, had we gotten him, we probably would have won the Super Bowl. It would have been us winning the Super Bowl over the damn Rams if we didn't get him. But yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but we lost to Stafford, again. But I love what we have in Brock Purdy now, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Brock's growing on me. I can't wait for him to get paid next year, just to shove it up everybody's ass. I can't wait. Oh, you're muted.
A lot of people don't want him to get paid. Still,
why?
That's all.
So we can listen. I'm all for everything changing because as good as we've been the last couple of years, we still haven't been good enough to win it. Holding on to some of these old time players that we have that are always freaking hurt, like Debo. I love Debo to death, but Debo can't stay healthy. He can't. I'm sorry. You got Kittle, same thing. I love Kittle to death. He's one of our best players. Start to look to the future, man. I mean, eventually we're going to have to move on from these guys. Is it worth it to have them for 11 games every single year because they're going to miss 6 to 7 with the lower leg injury like it always happens? I think, what's Kittle's issue right now? What happened to him? Hamstring?
I don't even remember. It's so hard to catch up with his injuries. But, that was Bill Walsh's philosophy, by the way. I'm not sure if you know that.
Get rid of them earlier than late.
Yeah, get rid of them earlier than late. Unfortunately, we did it to Ronnie Lott, which I still freaking hate.
Yeah, I was very mad that Ronnie Lott got let go.
Yeah, that was stupid. That, sure, we weren't perfect with that philosophy, but In general, though, Bill Walsh was right. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with somebody.
You get rid of guys when they still have value, and you bring in guys. You don't hold on to. It's like holding on to a horse that is no good, and you have to put them out the stud. You put them out the stud, and that means that they're done. It's like you hate to do that to players. So instead of putting them out the stud and waiting till they're, ready to be turned into glue, you get rid of them and send them to somebody else who can get some use out of them, and you bring in a younger player. I'm glad that Jay Mason is playing, because down the road, if McCaffrey gets healthy, we don't have to burn whatever's left on his, tires. We could use both of them and still be successful.
Yeah. If we find a way to get our heads out of our asses this year and make everything right and get ready for a playoff run, but do the right thing. I don't care how much you're paying CMC. Just use him so we can win the damn thing. And who cares
if
about
you
his,
don't need him, don't play him.
Who cares about his stat line for this season? If he's getting any bonuses for stats, screw that. It's going to be team first. But if we split time with him, we can get it right. Go ahead and read that comment. I have one more thing to add.
David McNabb. Oh, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, okay. I kind of forgot. So let's regroup a little bit. What were you talking about right before that? Before Jordan Mason. Okay, I do remember now. Did I go on my McKivitz rant yet? Because there was something I wanted to say particularly about him.
No, you did say some stuff about McKivitz, but you didn't really go too hard.
I don't think I said this.
He's pretty bad.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If I did say it, that's fine. I don't want to repeat myself and sound like a broken record. But I'm watching the fucking games. A blind man can tell you McKivitz sucks. Somebody in the chat said if McKivitz did what he did and Andy Reid was the coach, Andy Reid would have benched him. Probably. We got Jalen Moore. Now, not that I think Jalen Moore is a great player, but why not? We got who did we get back? We got that one guy, Hubbard. We got Hubbard back. Hubbard career-wise has got slightly similar numbers to McKivitz in terms of rating, slightly better in some ways.
Yeah.
Not that I think he's a great player, but it wouldn't hurt to have him out there. Why not give it a shot? But my point is this, though. You cannot tell me, after me watching these first 3 games, even the preseason games, let's count those 2. You cannot tell me, and I don't give a flying fuck what you say about his arms. I look at Pooney, and I don't see a guy with little T-Rex arms. I don't see a guy with little Mike Tyson fucking arms, dude. I see a fucking beast out there. I see him next to fucking McKivitz, covering up half of his fucking mistakes. Yep. I see Pooney blocking 2 guys at once sometimes. You can't tell me that McKivitz can't slide over the right tackle and do a better fucking job than McKivitz's garbage sorry ass is fucking doing. When what's his name? When Feliciano gets healthy,
yeah, please put Feliciano
put him in right guard. Put Feliciano at fucking right guard and make Pooney the tackle, or make him the center. Do something, because right now the shit ain't fucking working.
Yeah, Peter Parker said it best. He says Kyle's too stubborn to let young guys play. They can't be any worse than the guys sucking up the joint. I don't understand his. Like we said, it used to be about meritocracy. Meritocracy means your draft position and what you make don't matter. If you're good, you play. If you suck, you sit. I don't understand now all of a sudden we get a guy like Trent Taylor that made the roster. Like how? Or practice squad. Why? Why are you on this team? You suck. The only reason you're on this team is because you're part of the Cabo clique. You're friends with Kittle. Really? That's what we're doing now? We haven't won a Super Bowl. I hate that's the one thing. And then some of these players we have in our team, like I saw some of Diamador Lenore's tweet about like something about eating steak out of a trash can or something in reference to the Rams beating us. Like, bro, shut the hell up. What are you doing? You're one of the players I actually like on defense. Please don't piss me off. You know what I mean? So, and then where was it? Damn it. Where was that other?
When you're done, I'm going to add something about Lenore when you cover that.
I had something I was looking at. Oh, I forgot. Never mind.
Okay. Well, if you keep looking for it while I go on my little Lenore rant. I love Lenore. He's the hyena. I like that nickname. I think it's a really cool nickname. He had a great camp. People are saying that we should give him a nice extension, all the above. And I really, really hope he has an excellent, wonderful season. But if we can, if he can finish, do one thing that just keep your mouth shut a little bit during the week, because we're not really winning games right now. Yeah. Like you said that shit that Sam Darnold loves to throw you the ball in practice and all other stuff. I get it was funny.
And you got carved up on him.
He fucking tore us up, that motherfucker. And you're saying shit about the Rams. That like, bro, just for the meantime, until we rack up a whole bunch of wins, keep everything to yourself. I'm just saying.
How much do you think Sorensen and this hybrid defensive coordinator crap is to blame for the 49ers being what they are?
This past
Because they
game,
got their guy,
definitely.
right? They got their guy. They ran Wilkes right out of town right after the Super Bowl, rightfully so, of course. But now you have your man or two of them, and you still suck. Worse.
Yeah, we got the two-headed monster, quote unquote, at DC, and both. Like I mentioned earlier, dude, the moment that stupid fake punt took place, the defense just totally turned the shit completely. You can blame Staley, you can blame Sorensen, blame whoever, man. Plenty of blame to go around for both those guys, and the guys on the field. Just I don't. I don't know. It's like was it the talent of like the DBs? Like we're back to the DBs. Like was it the schemes? Was it the schemes were so bad that everybody was out of position, or was it just the players just getting worked, or was it both? You know what I mean?
Something was
everything. Wrong out there. It was just like, what are we watching? This is trash. We made Tutu Atwell look like a Hall of Famer, dude.
They were down Cooper Kupp and they were down Puka Nacua, and they crushed us in the passing game. Dude, we would have gotten blown out if those guys were playing. Blown out, like
we
out of the building. And we do deserve it. The problem is, and somebody made this comment earlier, you get paid and you get soft. People say that the Bosa family is all about money. I can see that. I know Joey likes to get paid too. They're always hurt. And I'm not like listening to people. I'm like, I'm a body language person. I should have been a body language expert. Bosa's just giving me a really weird vibe. Like that whole surfer dude, like Spicoli from, the 80s.
He sounds just like him.
Yeah, he reminds
me. You kind of
just doesn't fly with me. Apparently, I shouldn't say this. Apparently,
remember the video of that little kid, little redhead kid back in the day, and they were interviewing him at the state fair, and every other word was apparently. I don't know if you remember that video. Oh man, people in the chat might remember. There's a little funny inside joke about.
Apparently, according to some people, that Jason Aponte had decent Nick Bosa on his show, and I know exactly who I'm talking about. This in the fake Bosa stuff isn't funny, so stop it, okay? And I don't care if people don't like me. Like I said, I lost demonetization a long time ago, so my F's to give are gone. So if I say mean things, sorry. And they have nothing to do with Bashar. It's all me. So, Kathleen Cooney says, what happened to Bosa? It doesn't look like he's given it all. It doesn't. Yeah. Bosa, to me, his attitude is, I feel like it's, like they say a good attitude is infectious. I feel like a bad attitude can be infectious. Because you got a lot of fat, happy players like him, Trent Williams. All of a sudden, everybody's paid, and all of them always have issues. Like, I thought Trent Williams got knocked out of that game. I was about to lose my mind. I'm like, you fat mother, you got hurt already? Like, geez, dude. But he wasn't. He was just cramped up. So,
wait. Who was it that got hurt all crazy like that? Was it Fred Warner you're talking about?
No, I was talking about Trent. We were talking about Nick Bosa, and then I went over to Trent Williams. Okay. I thought he was hurt, and I flipped out.
Okay, well, Fred Warner had an incident like that too, though, right? Where he was down and out.
Yeah, there was a play where like three of our players went down at the same time.
Yeah,
I think it was I thought it was Bosa. It was Bosa, Fred Warner, and somebody else all dropped to the field at the same time. But yeah, Peter Parker says, "Let me cook always, baby."
He said the same thing about me too. He said, "Let Bash cook."
Yeah, I'm not I don't drop as many F-bombs, but
yeah, I actually do kind of know how to cook too, in terms of cooking food. One guy hit me up the other day. He's like, "Hey, are you the guy that's always chefing it up on your social media?" He said, "Chefing it up." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me, buddy."
You should have a whole channel dedicated to just being like a food guy.
Ah, man, I'm thinking about
like have a 49er channel, and maybe you can cross promote them, and then maybe the 49ers channel will explode.
Something. It's there's a million 49er content creators, and I've had people tell me, "Oh, you're so good. You're so," like friends of the family and relatives. "Oh, you're so good. You're so good." But nobody fucking watches me apparently, and everybody watches everybody else. So I guess I'm not good enough.
If your name isn't Cone, Hensley, or Naylor, or a couple other guys like Kruger, nobody watches your shit. They don't care. They just don't. And people can say it's a popularity contest that's out to people just like high school, just like in the real world, you know? If you're in the know and you know who to like and who to rub elbows with, it's going to pay off for you. So I'm not trying to be a hater or a negative person. I'm just telling you the truth. And what did the Bible say? The truth sets you free. So I'm good.
Wow. Peter Parker saw a picture of my pizza. He said, "Look fire." Appreciate it, man. It tasted fire too. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, she's liking my hair right now. Look at that beautifulness.
Okay.
No gel, nothing.
That kind of reminded me of something from wrestling. I don't know why. It's like a bad wrestling promo or something. I don't know.
You got Pterodome in the house.
What's up, Pterodome? If anybody was on the Brock train for quite some time, and that was really, really outspoken about it, it's Pterodome. I mean, he was when people like myself were still kind of holding out some hope for wait and see with Lance, and he was all about, and he still is all about Brock Purdy, and rightfully so. And the guy.
So instead of being all about that bass like Meghan Trainor, you were all about that Brock.
Well, I was all about Lance for a minute. he was all about Brock from the get go, though. Pterodome.
All about
you get all your fun.
That Brock. No trouble or no get. I don't know what it says.
She said, "No trouble." I'm all about the bass. No trouble. No trouble. You're making me laugh, man. Meghan Trainor. I think that's the only good song she has.
You know who she's married to?
Who?
Remember that movie Spy Kids? That redheaded kid.
I gotta look this up, bro.
Yeah, he's
Meghan Trainor.
Yeah, he's just a nerdy redhead like me, and he landed Meghan.
Oh, okay. I kind of remember this guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they have a little kid, a little boy, and he's really adorable. He looks like he has red hair. He looks like a literal like Howie. What do you call? What's the show? Howdy Doody, like a Howdy Doody.
Howdy
kid,
Doody.
Like Richie
I would
from
suck
Happy
if you're a little kid and you look like Howdy Doody.
He's adorable, but he's got he's got glasses and he's got red hair. He looks like Howdy Doody.
It's Howdy Doody time. I was a little redhead back in the day when growing up as a little kid with curly little red hair.
She says that bass has no taste. Oh, so she's not a fan of the.
I thought she was saying Bash. I was like, oh, okay. Damn, what did I do wrong?
No, Bash can cook. He can cook kebabs. He can cook pizza. And I'm sure he can cook a whole. And you just got to get into barbecue,
Indian food. I can make Chinese food, Indian food. Don't really do Mexican so much.
You know what they say about it? Never trust a skinny chef.
I've never been skinny. I think I was skinny for like maybe 1 year of my childhood.
I always say that to my brother because he's a big boy. I'm like, Jared, never trust a skinny chef.
I mean, even when I was in better shape a few years back, I'm in pretty decent shape. I was.
Odd Callie in the house. Haven't saw you.
What's up, Rod? See you, bro.
Thank you. He says, "What's going on, fellas? Salute to everyone in the chat. Thank you. I appreciate that, man." Rod Kelly's a long time. Time.
For those who have missed it, I've dropped every curse word in the book. Just for me, my therapy, as John Chapman says, the therapy session, and rightfully so, because the game, we just completely let that game out of our hands. Let me tell you this, because I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm stupid and everybody else is right and I'm wrong, but a lot of people were just throwing all kinds of crazy shade at Shanahan. So I don't know, dude. Sure, he's had better coaching days. I get it, but I mean, like, if we're just looking at the offense, for example, the shit that I saw was Kyle Shanahan's calling shitty plays, and he needs to call better plays, and the play calling was fine. Like, the offensive play calling was fine. Now, as a head coach, could he have stepped up and say, "Hey, Sorensen, what are you doing?" Or Staley, what are you doing? Or, "Hey, special teams coach, get your head out of your ass," or whatever. There probably were other things. I mean, I wouldn't know because I'm not behind the scenes. You know what I mean? I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Hindsight's 20/20. I'm not one to go for the low hanging fruit. I like to survey the whole situation and then give a comment whether it be good or bad. But I just think, people just look at the math like, we lost the lead, we gave up a lead. It's all Shanahan's fault. He's the worst. He's the most worst head coach in the NFL. I just don't see it that way. Maybe others
I don't think Shanahan's a bad coach. I think Shanahan is a bad situational coach. He's bad in end of game, end of half scenarios. He's just not good at it. You don't have to be a astute film watcher or some famous internet YouTube guy to call a spade a spade. He's a great coach when it comes to X's and O's. He's a great coach when it comes to motivating people and relating with his players. He's a cool cat. He's the same age as me. He was born on the same day as me. He dresses
you said he's the drippiest head coach
he's
or whatever?
Very drippy. He dresses like me, wears the same type of jeans and kicks and hats and everything. So
this ran through my mind because we were mentioning the drippiness. And when I see the drippy Shanahan or the Pimp Daddy version of Shanahan or whatever you want to call it, the hip hop version of Shanahan, I'm like, look, see right there. If the fans that hate him, if they see this side of Shanahan, they probably like him more. He's a little more likable because a lot of people think he's stiff. He has no personality, but when you see him like that, he does have some personality. And just imagine him being the drippy head coach on the sidelines. Remember Mike Nolan used to wear the suits or whatever, but he sucked. Just imagine, Kyle, you're watching. Be that drippy, do that drippiness on the field. Bring it to the field. It'll probably give you more. It'll probably give you more confidence to go for it or whatever. And
he was rocking a cane at that one little party before the season. Bring the cane out, bro.
Yeah. Something. I mean, a lot of people may think it's silly and stupid. I just think he may have more confidence as a head coach if he does that, and it could benefit him to win. So who knows?
I'm looking for a team. Two things are going to happen. They're either going to sack up and be better, or they're going to continue to go backwards. It's hard to tell this year. Mm-hmm, somebody tweeted something about motivation and that this team doesn't look motivated or inspired, and that the Super Bowl hangover is possible. I felt that in the preseason, but then I kind of got away from it after week 1. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. And even through week 2, and in this last game, I thought they were playing inspired up to a certain point, and then it all went to crap. So who knows? Maybe the Super Bowl hangover is real. I mean, it's been talked ad nauseum about other teams and other players, but all I know is they get the Patriots we get the Patriots this week. We have a chance to right the wrongs of games past. They're not a good team. They have bad offense. I mean, if the Niners defense can't get good against them, then I don't know what the hell they're doing, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'm attention to what's going on in the chat here.
Go ahead. I'm gonna comment on something really quick if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't know why is it what I want to comment on something that I just totally slips my mind. I hate that. Okay, I remember now. You know what? Every season that we've been good, in the Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch era, we've lost some stupid games that we totally wish we could get those games back. And these past 2 weeks. Now, keep in mind, we don't do it necessarily in weeks 1 through 4 normally, but we did do it last year. We had that stupid 3-game losing streak. Everybody remembers that. That was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. We could definitely had 1 or 2 plays go right for us and won a few of those games. And I just see that happening a lot with this team in general. Now, I'm not saying, hey, we're going to be just as successful as we were last year in terms of having a really nice record and go to the postseason and having a run. I'm not going to necessarily go that far just yet, but we are definitely at a crossroads because a lot of stupid shit happened early on this season, and we definitely have to make things right. So.
I want to ask this to the people that are here in the chat that are participating. This season goes to crap. Are you as a fan okay with? Would you be okay with retooling, like certain players being jettisoned off this team, just not only for age and injury and money, but just for change? Somebody posted earlier all the needs the Niners need in the draft. Those are all true statements. The Niners they need a tackle, they need a defensive tackle, they need a edge rusher, they need a this, that, and the other. I mean, he listed it all. But are you okay moving on from certain guys? We haven't won a Super Bowl. Rob Gronkowski says we act like we have, and he's right. The Niners are pretty pompous for a team that hasn't won it.
We've been bashing a lot of players on this show. I don't want that to make that the theme or anything like that. But if friends of Deebo Samuel are watching, or friends of Brandon Ayuk are watching, just a word to the wise: don't go on podcasts anymore. If it's your podcast or somebody else's podcast or whatever national TV show, or if you got Mayoko or Grant Cohn in front of you with a mic. Stop it with this. We're the best team in the NFL bullshit. Just shut the fuck up with it. Win some games.
Yeah. How could you be the best team in the NFL the last 3 years if you can't win a Super Bowl or you can't, crack through against the Chiefs? It's asinine. The 49ers of the 80s, and I know we sound like old heads talking about this because we are, and I don't care. They didn't talk a lot, bro. There wasn't a lot of talking. There was just a lot of ass kicking, a lot of Super Bowl winning. This era of that's the problem with social media and everybody having a microphone in their face is everybody says a lot of dumb stuff and nobody checks their ass. So maybe we've been the best team in the NFC for the last 3 years, but to say we're the best team in the NFL is asinine. Until we beat the Chiefs, we're as The Rock would say, we'll be the Chiefs bitch. We're the Chiefs bitch. We can't beat them. Someone's like, that's not true on Twitter. We're not there. Yes, we are. And don't bring up the referee trash, please. Good teams find a way to win in spite of all that trash. I'm just, Peter Parker says it's time to rebuild. What we have hasn't gotten it done. I wouldn't say a full-on rebuild, but I would say a retooling of offseason. I love Debo, but is Debo here for the long term? No. Kittle. I don't know, man. You have to start looking to the future. There's some players on this team that are getting a little long in the tooth. Defensively, we're still okay, but offensively, we have some players. Do we need to have Kyle Juszczyk here forever? Can we move on from having a really expensive fullback? All those things should be put on the table in the offseason. So Rod Cali says, thank you. Too many fans cry about I'm so sick of my nephew. Listen, I haven't talked to my nephew in over a year, and that's personal issues. But the one thing my nephew said when I did talk to him was, if you're a good team, you don't figure the refs into the equation because they're human beings and they're going to make mistakes and they're going to screw you. So if you play good enough, in spite of the refs, then it doesn't matter. But if you're leaving games in the balance all the time, yeah, it doesn't matter. If you're leaving games in the balance all the time and the ref has to be part of the equation, chances are they're going to screw you. And they do all the time. So
I will say this, though. I do get a kick out of those Kansas City Chiefs referee memes, though.
It is.
You got to admit those are funny.
There was one of somebody who bought a jersey, and when he opened up, Chiefs fan buys a new jersey, and he opens up the box, and it's a ref outfit. It's a ref shirt. Thought it was awesome.
There's all kinds of crazy funny ones.
Draft according to need Lynch. We needed O-line, D-line, not a receiver.
I mean, I do like the fact. I do like Pearsall as a human being. I was rooting for him way before he got shot. I was still rooting for him, but in reality, that wasn't our need. And then when I was watching the draft, I was like, "What? We didn't get a tackle. We got a wide receiver. We got this guy. What are we doing? What are they doing?" But we can't control the guys they pick, unfortunately. So I just hope the best for Pearsall. I really, really
do. My thing too is I totally forgot what I was going to say. Damn it!
I know it's all my fault.
I had it right there at the tip of my tongue.
About offensive line drafting and tackle drafting for need. Pearsall.
Oh yeah, the wide receiver situation. I'm hoping Pearsall balls out. I wish he was available now. One thing of note that you haven't talked about is the fact that Jacob Cowing got 0 snaps last week.
Really? I thought he was on the field at least. I know he didn't get targeted.
Offensive snap, I think.
Really? I thought he played. Wow, that's crazy, man. I know Kyle, man. I like Kyle, but still, yeah. This whole thing where it takes him forever to have trust in certain players. It's weird though because Guerendo got touches, and I love Guerendo's ability in terms of speed and size and all that. Obviously, he's not as good as Jordan Mason, but he was out there spelling Jordan Mason, and
Guerendo's more of like a power runner. He doesn't seem like he has a ton of moves.
He doesn't have a ton of moves, but he has excellent straight ahead speed. So yeah, he's a little stiff in terms of agility. I get that part, but Patrick Taylor was an NFL veteran. He was getting snaps over him. For whatever weird reason, if you want to talk about seniority, big deal if Ronnie Bell is 1 year older than frickin' Jacob Cowing. He hasn't proved anything to say that he has seniority over Cowing. Maybe he might know the offense a little bit better. I guess he can block better. I don't know, but some people are so sprung off of Ronnie Bell and his ability to block. It doesn't wow me at all because he sucks at doing everything else.
Peter Barker says Bash Aaron in this chat have the same amount, and the chat have the same amount of reps as Cowing. Come on, Kyle. Yeah. Let's see if I hope if Pearsall comes back and gets the same treatment as Cowing, I will be.
No, they have to play him. I mean, I don't know. We'll see, dude.
Anything else, man?
I mentioned it earlier. Just about your back and wide receivers for those who missed it. I was calling for, Ronnie Bell to be cut in July. And once we signed Terrace Marshall, I researched him. I loved what I saw. Heard he's already a pretty damn good NFL deep threat. I don't know why I was hoping he was going to be activated for the damn game, and he wasn't. And I just want Bell off the team. I want Terrace Marshall out there. But I guess we're not going to see it. I don't know. I guess he doesn't know the offense. I guess he doesn't know how to block. Who knows, man? No block, no rock, as they say.
Do you think the 49ers have hit rock bottom yet, or do you think there's more to come?
There's more to come. They still have a chance to fix what they got going on right now. They really do. I'm not going to make any. I didn't make any record predictions for this season. But
I did.
I think we, even if things go bad in certain weeks, I think we still may squeak in as a wild card team. I think it was Raj that was saying that maybe this team does better with more of being that surprise team and not being the team that's touted as the best in the league.
Yeah, they were awful in the playoffs last year as the number 1 seed.
More so as an underdog type team. So whatever it takes, if that's what it takes for them to win it all, hey, I'll completely welcome. But we'll see, man. So way too early though for me to make season predictions. I mean, even at the beginning of the season, even with these couple games we lost, I'm just gonna let it ride out and see what happens, man.
Peter Parker's pretty much all of us. He says, I know we're all pissed, pointing fingers and at everything, but I love this team. Faithful to the Bay regardless. I know, man. I tell my girlfriend all the time, I said, it's like a really bad toxic relationship that isn't good for you, but for some reason you keep going back to it. That's my 49er fanhood, and it's what it feels like. It's not good for my health. It's not good for my brain, but I just have to have it,
Was it The Godfather that said like they keep bringing me back in or some line like I'm doing?
I said something during the first game of the season. I said the Niners, I keep trying to pull away from them, but they keep reeling me back in. I don't know if I had somebody fishing or something, but
that's a line from the Godfather movie or something like that, right? Pterodome would know it. Pterodome's a big.
Pterodome says 12-5, unless you're now looking like 10-7, maybe. I really don't.
Could be.
They didn't look good as a number 1 seed last year. Is it me? And we're going to get out of here, but the Niners seem like the type of team, or at least this is the vibe I'm getting right now. It's like they want the regular season to just go past, and they want to get back to the playoffs to right what happened, the wrong that happened last year.
You're talking about playoffs?
We got to win a damn game.
That's where I'm at right now. Seriously.
He says Godfather 3, Al Pacino, Michael Corleone.
Okay. I knew Pterodome. Pterodome was like a movie encyclopedia, dude.
Faithful to the Bay. Some Niner fans go for the Dodgers, Lakers. Anyways, I like their team no matter what. Yeah, you can like whoever you want. Listen, I technically was a Yankees fan for a long time. Just like
well, you're a New Yorker though. You're from New York.
Jason Aponte. Jason Aponte is a Yankee and a 49er fan.
New York State Niner fans.
I'm not really a Yankee. I'm not really a baseball fan anymore. I've kind of fell out of love with it.
Oh,
because I think it's a country club sport and it takes too long.
Yeah. So I fell out of. I stopped watching MLB way back in the day. I was an Oakland A's fan, and the ownership never cared for the team or the players. And I was like, okay, if they don't care about the fans, whatever. I don't care either. Chris Thomas in the house.
Chris Thomas says, what's up with McCaffrey? And he's still got an issue with his Achilles. He's going to Germany to figure out some treatment issues. Some people are staying stem cell, so who knows? A lot of people are really afraid of it. But Nirav Pandya, the famous doctor that everybody has on their YouTube channel, and I mean everybody, right, Bash?
I'm a content creator.
That's what's up with McCaffrey. Sentinel says CMC is done.
Man,
Don't
we're
say
about to
that.
Be done. I wouldn't go that far. It's too early to say that.
Jimmy says, good show today, Bash and Aaron. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate people coming through and talking. I think we did all right. I think we kept our composure pretty well, Bash. Your connection was a lot better than it has been in a while. The freezing in and out. So, but everybody in the chat, I appreciate you coming through. Bash is having some technical difficulties in the computer world. So
yeah. I gotta pimp the system if I'm gonna be doing more lives this week
Yeah.
and next week. I gotta send my computer back to freaking company that made it because of my warranty and all that other crap. But in the meantime, I have a spare computer that I might be able to use. So we'll see.
I'll be on with Raj tomorrow, and my new co-host, 49ers Plus podcast, Al. I will be on with him.
Albert,
on
really good guy.
Thursday.
He's got a great voice.
Everybody, go sub to Bash 49er Minded. If you haven't, I think most of the people in here have. It's if anybody new watches this on a post-stream viewing. And then 49er Plus podcast. He does the audio thing like I did in my first year. I kind of wish sometimes I did that now and just pre-recorded my stuff, but I like it better because it's you can have your stuff in front of you, you can edit it and make it sound very cohesive and stuff. Whereas live streams, if you screw up or your brain freezing, everybody's watching you. So,
Yeah.
Anything else in your front?
Yeah. So Raj and I do have it set up to go live every Friday. Again, it's a little iffy this week because my whole computer situation. But if I do it, I'll announce it on my community tab on my YouTube channel, and then I'll announce it on my 49er Minded Facebook group, and then my 49er my Twitter page and Instagram page. So I'll let you guys know whether or not it's going to happen. But hopefully it does happen. I just got to fix a few things. And for those of you who are offended by my swearing, there are certain things that I can't hold inside, and I got to let them out. And this team will do that to me and everybody else from time to time. But I still love my Niners. So
Lives are raw and the cussing is real.
Oh yeah, yeah. I prefer live. Honestly, I prefer live. I'm not.
We'll do it live.
Oh yeah, and that's another time when somebody drops an F-bomb.
Just remember, we're content creators.
We are.
G-Rod says, I said it before and I'm sticking to it. BA ain't worth the money. I said it myself, and he will fall way under 100,000 yards. Should have traded him. You know what?
This guy, please.
I said it in the offseason, and I know we were going to leave soon, but I said he's good. He's just not like 35 million a year good. He's not a game-changing wide receiver.
Look, he's good, but him missing all that time was not worth it. Like he should have been in camp 3 weeks prior when they first offered that same deal that he accepted. That's the bottom line. And I know it took Niners were taking forever, and we prolonged it some way somehow. And Brandon Ayuk and his agent prolonged it a bit. But once they had the deal that he actually signed for, that's when he should have freaking signed it when they first threw it at him.
Yep.
And therefore he would have had an extra 3 weeks to get ready. Now look what he's done these past few weeks. So
says Jawan is it. Hell yeah, son.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you Thursday. Bash will see you once everything gets fixed.
Yes,
hopefully.
sir. Yes,
Take care,
sir.
everyone.